right now, I am on Bushman representing for Borside TV. Let them know this. The real TV. Run them out to town, yes.
Welcome to Square Talk. You're vibing with none other than Ravi Rav right here in Savannah, Lamar. And we're vibing with
Jloaded, man, I don't know one Jloaded.
Lodi. You don't seem to have things together at all, you know.
Active now, man, that
Definitely.
is it.
Welcome to Westmoreland. What's the
Man,
vibe like
respect.
today?
That is it, you know, we're cooling. It's a pleasure to be here indeed.
Zine.
Yes, man.
When we talk about Jloaded, where are you from?
So, you know, from Saltmarsh, Trelawney, you don't know, Falmouth, Mobile, we base off same way, whole North Coast. That is it.
As a North Coast artist, we're talking about the likes of a Pablo YG. We're also talking about other persons there on the North Coast.
Yeah.
What is the competition like as an artist that side?
Well, you know, it's not a competition at all, you know. We see some forefront artists, I support them as well, you know, by mere streaming. And, you know, we hope to collaborate in the due time, which will happen. So it's no competition at all, you know, we just put in the works on our ends and, you know, it will reach where it should reach, most definitely.
When we talk about a very aspiring artist, I've seen performances with you gracing the stage and really making the people feel the vibe.
Yes, indeed.
How do you prepare for performances?
All right, so performance is most definitely rehearsal. You know, that is a must. Rehearsal. Apart from rehearsal, you know, we try to get as much traction in, so we promote it, get some people to roll out. You can't leave the psalms, you know. More while I try to start with the psalms and prayer behind it and belief. That is the package, you know.
Prayer being one of the major things inside of your career. What about your entourage? Do you have an entourage?
Yes, not a, say a entourage, but I have a circle, you know. It's a circle.
A circle?
Yes, man, I have a circle of people that we work with, you know. My brother included, you know, the producer, big up Valinteno Records, you know.
That's a big name.
Yes, man. Yeah, man, you have a buzz, man, and you don't know.
Who are the persons that
Billboard
Valentino
producer.
Records has recorded? That
Yeah, man, likes of Shockstar, Yakstar, Popcorn, many others. You know, Valiant, although that track there was a complication behind it. Many others do, and you know, he has the international sound, so we really using it to garner, you know, where we want to go.
What perfects your musical class as a recording artist? Is it writing songs that perfects your musical class, or is it listening to other artists?
All right, it's a combination of both. It's a combination of both, I would say, because remember, as artists, we work with inspirations. So if I hear an artist touch a base, another topic, you know, and I can relate from that, you know, I can make a spin-off of that. Not staying, you know, slack my man style, never, but, you know, writing, that's where it coming, that's what I'm saying, it's a combination, you know. I use my imagination and creativity and, you know, push the production behind the track.
We did talk about competition moments ago, and you said it's not really a competition. But what about personally? What competitions have you placed yourself in to compete as a musician?
All right, so let's say within the circle, and when I say within the circle, I mean with the important people that I work with. For example, the producer. I would hold myself morally responsible or obligated, you know, to deliver this track because we're composing it. It's a production, you know, so it's more than one head behind it. So when I'm competing, it's more a competition with myself, you know, to, you know, blot out this lazy spirit and really get right in, you know, because I have many beats banked up right now. Shout out Brazy Guapo Records, West 876 Records, you don't know, Owner City Records most definitely. You know, so I have some tracks that are upcoming with people like these. Shout out Dan 9 Shots to from Spain Town. Same way.
Hold on, man, hold on. This seems like a soap pot. How many people do you collaborate with? How many producers? Every producer know you?
Well, not every producer, most definitely not as yet, you know. And they are one part, you know, but we're working on it, so that's why we networking, you know. Networking, and I'm saying this for a lot of aspiring artists as well. You should try networking, you know, because networking has got me a far place, you know. currently in life, networking, making links, basically we call it, you know. So I work with a couple producers, a handful of them, and it's the same for the artists, you know. Whenever I can shout out them, I will.
Call it being the devil's advocate, but I can't help but to ask you at this moment, right?
Yes.
We remember Jloaded starting off as a little bald head, and we see the locks coming. Where are you going with this? What's the new image like?
All right, so for now, you know, we have a couple videos on the works. So I would like to be versatile with the hair as well, not only the lyrics, you get me? So, yeah, some corner and stuff like that for now. But most definitely in the future, you know, we're moving towards locking, you know, we're gonna lock the hair. Yes, man, as a part of the image, because not only the music is going to be dormant, you know, it's versatile as well. So look out for reggae music most definitely and more international sounds.
Let's talk about influence. Influence has a lot. You didn't just get up one morning and say you're an artist. You would have had people who you emulated and people who influence you. Who are some of these people?
That is true. So from a young age, you know, we used to listen a lot of artists. So there was a song that stood out from Vibes Cartel, you know, Breadfruit Coward. I used to always sing that in the community. People used to always want to hear me say it. And there's another song, Reebok. I don't even know who's singing. But yes, those really stuck out to me during childhood, you know, when the brain is spongy. So I always, damn near always sung those songs, you know. So it stuck with me. So I had a musically inclined spirit. And then from there, you know, my dad is a Rasta. Yeah, man, my father is a Rasta man. So he used to always play the instrumentals, sing down the place and play Garnet Silk, you know, Luciano and many others. So the music spirit was there and it has been kindled by, you know, my parent to a certain extent. So it never left me, so I owned it.
Let's talk about traveling. Traveling to different parts and performing, moving around other producers. What's the spectrum like for that?
All right, so of course, you have to always be keen, you know, about your environment, your surroundings. And your surroundings meaning who you're surrounding yourself with as well. So, it's not necessarily say we work with everybody or we're skeptic about certain people because I already told you about networking, right? But, of course, the energy just has to be there, you know? So, I've reached out to some, of course, you know, in this life, this journey, I've reached out to many others. I told you I work with a handful. I've reached out to a handful that has, you know, not necessarily reached out back, and also some reach out and then the energy is halfway, you know, and you know it would never really follow up on
You
that.
might want to pull the mic a bit away. I don't want to be the devil's advocate. What about you make you so, you know, considerate? Why should people consider you to do a collab with? I mean, first of all, the honesty is, and we're gonna say it as it is.
Yes.
You're not as, I wouldn't say put together, but you're not as Established, that's the word, thank you. You're not as established as some people would say, so they're like, okay, you're just a little artist trying a thing. But why Jloaded? Why should people consider working with you?
All right, so Jloaded, because of course you can see the versatility, right? From the spectrum, as Ravi Rav would say, that I'm speaking from, you can see where we really want to go with this thing and the amount of work we're putting in as well, right? So the versatility is a key part of it. You already know we're in a diaspora, so dancehall is a big thing. Of course, it wavers at times, so of course we want to get international sounds. So that's why I feel like Jloaded, you know, is one of those artists that producers and also fellow artists can most definitely work with, you know, because we have the dream, we have the mind, and we have the willpower to put in the action behind it, I would say, you know.
Jay, let's take a look into nowadays dancehall. Not my favorite. Trap dancehall. People love the trap. People sing about all levels of illicit activity. I've heard you yourself sing about it. And burning the candle. What type of candle do you burn?
I don't know, prosperity, man. Prosperity always, man. So, is however you want to perceive it, you know, is the energy we're putting in behind our thing. You already know the green. prosperity, learning, knowledge, and love, to some extent. So shout out Sacred Amulet _77 as well, you don't know, with the powers, because, I'm a true believer. So it's just the amount of will that we put behind our actions and our intentions.
Are we at a point where our society is consumed by spiritual wickedness in high and low places? I mean, the things that I hear in the music, the degrading type of lifestyle, the chopping, the rituals. Is it really something that pushes the music? Is there any morals in your music
All right.
to do better?
Is there any morals in my music to do better? Most definitely yes. And this is why since the start of the interview I've been speaking about versatility, right?
Yeah.
Merging and getting more international sounds. Not all of the international sounds are about that. 8 out of 10 of them are not actually, right? So that is why we're really pushing to reach there. As well, I cannot be hypocritical or underplay it, but it is a big part of the music, right? Lyrical wise, many people do sing about it, and as artists we have to think about our audiences, our fans, the content that we're pushing towards them. So for example, if they're running with this song, seeing like we discussed, I'm not that established, I'm going to try to hit for this type of music so it can connect with this type of audience, and then from there, of course, knowing that we have the mentality rather than mindset for it, we can inaugurate other messages. I definitely have the aim for it.
What about standing out? I've seen Chronics do it. At a time where dancehall was down below the ground, Chronics changed the game. What about being a game changer and not a follower?
Overstood, and we definitely sit and ponder about this many other days. Not even sit and ponder about it, but we actually put action behind it, because like I'm telling you, Valinteno Records, he has some very versatile instrumentals, right? International sounding beats. So I am currently working on the lyrics, to get behind these tracks so we can have the finished product to promote, because light exists just as darkness exists. So I'm hoping to not even balance it out, but push more light in the near future once the music is where it should be.
While I'm getting to a close, I want to highlight three serious questions that are always displayed on Square Talk. Collaboration is at its peak, one of the greatest part of the music. If you were given $500,000 by your management team right now to do a collaboration that you are sure would be a hit, not because of popularity, not because of what you feel, but you're sure it would be a hit because the two energies and the two musical styles work, who would you collaborate with?
All right, so I'm gonna have to go with Chronicler first of all, yes? Yeah, man, because I feel like we can correlate on many topics within the music and the style behind it as well. All right, so Chronics. And if we want to go international, I'd want to work with some Afrobeat artists, to be honest. So like, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but Oxlade, he has a very good song that I like. So I would like to collab with him someday. And like I'm telling you, we really look inward and drive ourselves. So I don't look outside from many, to say influences to drive the thing. But if I were to pick another artist, let's say Skilly Bang, because he has a, whole heap of sauce.
I'm taking my time to understand how music is. How knowledgeable are you about the music business? We're talking about the specifics. We're talking about the business in itself, the copyrights, management and so forth, distribution. How knowledgeable are you on these things?
Very important question, Rav. So, very important question. Initially, when I said I'm gonna take the music serious, I got advice to do some research on it. So it's been around 2 years plus, and we did a lot of research. So I will say I'm quite knowledgeable about it at this point, right? And we're still learning. I will not say I'm 100% knowledgeable about it. Of course not, It's a part of the journey, so we're learning along the way. But publishing-wise, promotion, let's say, management as well, not entirely financial, but certain aspects of it we have become aware to, and that is very important. And I recommend that upcoming artists try to know the business side of the music as well. Very important.
Finance is key when we talk about the musical industry. How do you finance your career?
All right. So, like I said, there's not necessarily an entourage because you don't know that's for the show. That's for the show. That, like the energy behind you, a certain force when you go in certain environments, because it's all a act, a performance
Right.
when you come on to our thing. So I have a circle, and in an immediate circle, like I was telling you. So the producer stands out, of course. He provides the beats. At times when financially needed, of course, he steps in, recording purposes at the studio and whatnot. As I told you, video is shooting right now as well. So, he's there present. My brother is a big part of it. You know as well, he secured this interview. So big up Warlord, my brother. Big up Go Sign Network. That is it.
This question is the question that should break the internet, possibly break your neck. And this is going to come at the top of my head as an interviewer. Name an emotional time in your life. Emotion has a lot to do with your music, a lot with your part. But name an emotional part in music where you could have given up or you were inspired.
Excellent question, Rav, and I will compliment your interviewing skills. That is a very skillful question. So I can use this chance now to express a bit of my past, right? So the parenthood wasn't the best coming up, right? And when I reach a certain age, let's say 18, I was basically displaced a bit, right? So I had to move out. And I had a good friend, shout out Raid KOD. You can see the shirt if the camera can catch it. KOD. When I get, banner or nothing. So let's say it means kings are unalive, right? And I say the other word, kings are unalive. So now we're really pushing the king mentality. So, right, when I had to move out, I reach out to this friend, and he's an upcoming artist as well, like me just say Raid KOD. And he basically said, can stay up on the block, And he had a music studio there, home studio. And trust me, that is where half of the talent was honed. The flows, wordplay, delivery, you get me? All of that. It became substantially improved once I had moved there. And relating to your question, that was really a point I could have given up at, right? Because I'm saying, where am I gonna go now and whatnot?
Did hunger come knocking at your door at that point?
Not necessarily, no, because I was still there with a roof over my head and whatnot. I had a bit of motion at the time as well, I wasn't doing nothing, so yeah, really use that as a grand stepping stone, and everything, I can say everything, every other thing improved from that experience, that emotional turmoil in my life.
I'm going to give you a bonus question to sum this up. You know the specifics, we use this word a lot, in the music and so forth. You are given the opportunity to choose not a sponsor, but to be an ambassador for a company. Which company do you think would be the right fit for you to be an ambassador for, and why?
All right, so this is not necessarily a question I've ever thought about getting, right? So I've never pondered the answer to it. But I never really limited it because, of course, we're expecting these things once we put in the work and we're reaching where we're reaching. So I'm expecting it, right? So there's many other names I can call. But your question, that one company I'll be the ambassador for,
We are listening.
it's gonna have to be a clothing company, right? A clothing line.
You have sense.
I would say, yeah, man, a
sense.
clothing line, because everybody
Why?
have to wear clothes.
Yeah.
Everybody got
And you
to
can
wear
go
clothes.
on all your shows and you don't have
Thank
to worry
you.
about clothes.
Rocking that, that is taken care
Which
of.
clothing
And of course, we can do collabs, so of course, we can get the Load Entertainment name out there.
That's sectional. Be specific. One clothing brand giving you the opportunity. Who would you want that to be?
All right. I'm gonna go local for this one, all right? Let me say let me say Bridge Official. Let's say Bridge Official.
You're
right?
local?
Yes.
Where's
Local
Bridge?
clothing brand.
I didn't know that.
Yes, man. Big on Instagram and every other way.
Yeah, but
so.
where did Bridge come from? I saw the clothes, but I didn't know it was local.
Not fully sure, to be honest, but we know it's local based, you know?
Bridge Official, look out for Jloaded. Has great interest in your
Remember good.
clothing line. I don't know if you're local, but here's an ambassador right here
That
that's
is
gonna
it,
bring
man.
it to you.
Truly believe.
So sign the little check and bring it over and give a piece to Ravi Rab and give him the next 95%, alright?
Good.
Before we go, I want you to do a closeout for Ghost Time Network right here. You know, show your lyrical talent for persons who don't know you. And also, before you do that, let the people know where to find you, your social media platforms and so forth.
All right. So we are on every, and when I say every, I mean every major social streaming platforms, right? Every major one. So we're on Spotify, Audio Mac, YouTube, you know, Amazon, Tidal, these are, you name it, Jloaded, Jloaded, you know, one Jloaded. Instagram, that's jloaded.official, you know, Google it, you can Google me, you see me? That is it, man, we're all over the place.
Alright, do a sign out for Ghost Time Network.
Alright, I'ma say, yo, Ghost Network. Watch out. Me feel a my time now. Say me feel a my time now. Me nigga run from 5-0, cause him a do cyber crime now. Say me feel a my time now. Man want fi go conquer the globe, yeah. And send me damn team out a road. Me say Ravel, man. Believe no man. The dogs push P way too much. Bangy line so we shot in a throw. No appetite when me trust my gut. Never appetite but watch out, me never give them plain so since my story. Them going on and pre-coach cause them like Tory. No know about those fancy 5-story. No boy can't try school me just life. Me never want talk but he messed up in me yard. He paying it to start from me yard. Because familiar side way like crab 17 year dog been a ball to the Lord. Say the kings want live
I think it's your time. Hold on. I think it's your time.
You them down a west around taxi
Hold on,
bike.
man. Hold on, no. I know you're running across the world and you know it's your time. Freedom Street, December 31st, 2024. If you were given that opportunity to be there, where in the show or area would you want to be?
Well, you know, I haven't fully checked it out or whatnot, but
Do you know what is Freedom Street concert?
yes, man, the Vibes Cartel concert.
You haven't fully checked it out.
No, not to be honest.
Where would you love to be? You know, if you got the opportunity, a snap of a finger, where in the stadium would you
More
want to
say anywhere in the RAV. Once we can get to be a part of the experience, you know. See the world great, I do the thing, so see if we can get a few.
I'm really ashamed of you. There's a stage, you know. You ever thought about the fact that there's a stage?
Alright,
You didn't even think about the stage?
True.
No, Lord. You
True,
see, I want you guys to see yourself beyond what you are.
That is true.
You say you want to take on the world in a year time. You got the time a while ago. What if I could put you on Freedom Street concert?
Easily, right?
And you just drop the key.
That
But
is
there
true.
you go, Jloaded. Great, ambitious influence in the music industry. Bringing a variety of music and great caliber to you right here. Saltmarsh Trelawney.
That is it,
Your
man.
very
Big up
own.
whole place. Grange Pen, Greenland, Saltmarsh, Falmouth, Mobile, West Side. You don't know a code, one load.
Enough producers and enough yard. Big up yourself, same way Jloaded.
Big up yourself, Ravi Rav. Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Definitely. It's Ravi Rab tuning in for Ghost Time Network right here. I'm out.